Hi Pisces, welcome to your solar eclipse special with me, Raphael Ray from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for your continued support. So before we start, I would like to call into this deck and this reading all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. Okay, so let's see what this transit has in store for you. Okay, so the solar eclipse in the sign of Aquarius. What is the solar eclipse? The solar eclipse is the grand beginning. It's the great conception. It's the eclipse. It's the start of something new. So we had the lunar eclipse, your ruler, along with Neptune. And we had that, yeah, not too long ago, actually, like around, I think it was like the 2nd or, close to the, I think it was the 31st, sorry, of January. So what is the sun? The sun is our vitality, it's our personality, it's who we are, it's how we show up in the world, it's our willpower, it's what we choose and how we choose to show up in the world. This is the glyph for the sun. It's got a line through it because that's the eclipse. Okay, so this solar eclipse is taking place in the sign of Aquarius. And the sign of Aquarius is all to do with the tribe, it's all to do with the group, it's all to do with the family, it's all to do with our interactions with those people, our interactions with the world at large. It also represents the group consciousness, and so therefore it talks about the thoughts of humanity, the feelings of humanity, and how we can elevate that. Also, the sign of Aquarius is about our hopes, our dreams, our goals, our aspirations, and how we can facilitate the achievement of those things with and for each other. This one falls in your 12th house. I mean, what is the 12th house? The 12th house is the intangible. The 12th house is the past. In fact, the 12th house, Pisces, is your house. It's the house of the past. It's the house of intuition. It's the house of the mother. It's the house of the psyche, the depths of the psyche. It's the house of the subconscious. It's the house of hidden enemies. It's all to do with everything that is intangible, and therefore it's also to do with the spirituality, the other realm, or the nether regions, or the nether world. This talks about in Pisces rules the feet, the point of connection that we have as human beings or as human animals to the earth. It is that point that connects us, that makes us physical beings, that it's your feet that you pull energy from the earth with to sustain this body, as well as obviously food and everything else. But the 12th house is a very, very deep house. It's also as I said, the house of your past. And for me, I see the 12th house as very much the dregs and the depths of who you are. It's everything. It's the silt right at the bottom of it's the subconscious itself, but it's that fine layer of silt right at the bottom of the ocean that nobody really gets to see. And when it's disturbed, when it's shown light by the sun or the eclipse point, it gives you a chance to really empty that out. And this, because the solar eclipse brings you a new beginning, and it's shining light directly down into this 12th house, and the sun is life, it's light, it is the light. The sun used to be known as God. This is like God speaking directly to your soul. This is like God giving you a personal cosmic download to say where you were, who you were is no longer relevant. What do you believe of self now? What makes up who you are? This is going to give you, through your dreams, through your intuition, through conversations that you have with people, through conversations that you have with other intelligences for some of you. This is going to give you a chance to really examine your life and your life path and your entire past, even your past lives possibly, from such a distance that you'll be able to see, right, okay, that goes there, that goes there, that's that. Oh wow, okay, so that's the picture and the puzzle of my life. Now that I can see it without being so emotionally attached to it or so riled up by it, I really then start to understand it. This is the Hanged Man of Tarot sort of card. This is the ability to really see and really become enlightened about who you are in your life. This is a brand new beginning of your spirituality. This is conversations, messages with God, with the higher intelligence, with Kelly Rosano actually calls it your mighty I am presence. And I love that. I love her anyway. I think she's fucking awesome. I really do. If you haven't heard of her, go and check her out, because she's Kelly, if you ever see me, if you ever watch this, I fucking love you. But to come back to this, Pisces, this is really deep stuff. And like I said, you know, the eclipse happens over sort of 3 to 6 months. It's like a toolbox or a gift that the universe gives you that you unpack over 3 to 6 months. If you need a socket wrench, the socket wrench will be in the bag. Whatever you need to facilitate where you're going in life from here on in, from the eclipse onwards, is what you will find in the bag. And that's beautiful, you know, because it allows you to have some kind of choice. What you're building and where you're going is delineated by the universe because of the house that it falls in. But how you get there is completely up to you. What the finished picture looks like is completely up to you. You know, this is a really powerful transit for you guys, and it gives you the ability to completely transmute your past, to really restructure and reorganize who you were, so that going forward you can just absolutely shine as who you are going to be. Let's see what the tarot has to say to back this up. Okay, you get the Hermit. So there's going to be some soul searching, which, you know, especially with the 12th house, there's going to be some soul searching. There's going to be some times where you need to be alone. This isn't about being lonely. This isn't about withdrawing from the world. It's about taking time to really delve into who you are and decide what and who no longer has space in your life. It's about deciding who and what occupies what space in your life. After this transit, and especially with the Hermit card, you're going to experience a stillness and maybe even an emptiness. Don't try to fill that hole, Pisces. Don't try to just cram it full of everything. Just experience how light and how free and how liberated you feel. That's another thing about the 12th house. When you have an eclipse there, whether it's a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse, it gives you the chance to really experience liberation and freedom like you've never experienced it before. And in order to do so, you have to remain alone, not lonely. You have to remain alone so that that space doesn't get filled with somebody else's crap, even somebody else's goodness. Just let that space be so that you can really examine and understand who you truly are now, and what it is that is going to be your life path, and certainly your spiritual framework for doing life in the months and the years ahead. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance itself. Thank you so much for your continued support, and I will see you for the monthly videos very soon. Take care, Pisces.